Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Madhouse. As usual, if there is anybody in the chat, could you let me know if you can hear me and if you can see the pictures okay? Because as usual, I don't know if you can see it. Unless I check it on my phone, I've absolutely no idea whether or not you can actually see or hear anything. So if you could let me know, that would be awesome. And we are today continuing. Andy, good to see you. And good evening, Saul. Good to see you too. Nakase, excellent. Thanks for the feedback, guys. And you might notice that your pictures are a little bit better tonight. Is it something that you've noticed? Because I am streaming in 1080p HD. And I think that I've worked out the problem, what the problem is, because I have a South African guy who lives downstairs. I live in a shared house, and he is right next door to the router, and he is an online gamer. And I've noticed of late that my internet connection is pretty good. And the reason for that is he's actually away in South Africa at the moment for a few weeks, visiting family and doing some stuff. And he's not there, so he's not gaming in the evening online. And so I think I decided, okay, we'll give this a try and we'll see if the problem is actually solvable, and if it is him, I might have a word with him and see if we can't work something out around who's using the bandwidth at particular times. I don't know if he's going to be amenable to that, but we can try. But the first thing to do is to try the connection, and at the moment everything looks like it's working fine, and hopefully everything will continue to be all right throughout the stream. I don't know what I'll do if it suddenly collapses, but we'll deal with that when it arrives. We have some games to play tonight. We made an extremely good start. We beat Salad by 4-0. We followed that up with a 5-0 thumping of Feyenoord, and we then beat Atalanta by 1-0. And I am using that video in a brand new tutorial which will be coming out about in-game management. I've been wanting to make that video for a long time but never knew how to do it, so I'm actually going to use that episode to do that video, so look out for that one if you need it. Of course, many of you watching are much better at in-game management than I am, so if you are, don't worry about it. But I have become better at in-game management, I think, over the last the last week since I decided to go into comprehensive highlights. Part of what that is about is that in comprehensive highlights you can watch the game, you can analyze the game, and you can make decisions that affect the game. In key highlights, I don't think I've ever been able to do that. Josh Vella. Who is Josh Vella? He's worth a scout, I guess. We do still need to get players in the winter, and we do still have money left. We got 55 million, so we're pretty flush in terms of the money that we have available. So it's something that I do need to focus on as we come up to Christmas, and I have set my scouts to do their jobs, and I think we do have decent coverage. Of course, things are slow coming in at the moment, but one or two things are starting to come in. So I think we can improve this squad a great deal. I think I need a striker, and I think we're probably a centre-back. So with 55 million, I'm pretty confident that we could actually do that. And Restes, a goalkeeper. I'm not sure I need a goalkeeper at this point, but if we do, we can always go back to that and have a look at that. Mentoring, I don't really do much in terms of mentoring. I just allow the assistant to deal with that. He tends to do a good job, and probably a better job than I would actually do. Dusan scored the goal. Remember that one? Oh yeah, what a strike that was. They're saying it's only 24 meters, but Dusan's goal was something special. And I think we should take a look at that, because what a strike it was, and it came out of the blue. in a game that looked like it was going to be 0-0. It was about 25 metres. What a strike that was. Left footer into the top corner. What an absolute belter of a strike. And we do have a couple of players in the top 11 for the week, I guess. My Italian's not that good, but I guess it's the weekly 11, Dusan and Moretti. And of course, Moretti deserves his nomination in that because of his wonderful hat-trick in the first game of the last episode. But the games we have coming up are going to be much tougher today. We do have Parma. I would expect a result against Parma. But Celtic, I very much doubt that we're going to get a result against Celtic. It's too early for us to be beating teams like Celtic. Celtic, in all my saves this year, have been very good in the Europa League. Whenever I've been in the Europa League, Celtic have always been top of the group. And they are very, very special in Europe, according to FM. And then Spezia, again, a bottom of the league team in 18th. Difficult games for me, and I guess I'm going to have to be on my game and in order to get points from there. But I would expect to win the league games and probably lose the Europa League game. But there's plenty of time left in the Europa League for us to actually make a charge later on. And yeah, I definitely agree with you, Andy. That Dusan strike, I don't want to go to meetings. I can probably figure that out for myself. And they're all unhappy with training, but too bad. Because you've got to train, boys, and that's the way it is. And you do as you're told, and I'm not taking any nonsense. One of the things about this save is the dynamics, because the manager previously had lost the dressing room. And suddenly now, team cohesion is excellent, the club atmosphere is very good, and the managerial support is average. Normally, I'm not even average when I first take over a club. They seemed very excited when I came in. The board had convinced them that I was the man for the job, and so far they've provided results on the pitch for me as well. He wants to make several changes to the team that I've got, but I'm not so sure I want to change a winning formula at this point. And I do believe that we have a very good side here. They're all super fit. Nobody is struggling at all. One of the things I have to be aware of is the number of foreign players that I have in the squad. I don't know who wants to leave or who will be sold. I do have injury struggles. I think we recall... Oh, there are currently no injury worries. It's in the other save that I have left back problems. So, who is he? Tubuaki. He's a young player who I'm definitely not going to put in. Ayala, possibly, but not Danilo at the back. I can see possibly what he's doing because we have this game against Celtic 4 days later, but I'm not too worried about that. Maybe we can make some changes out wide. Luz can come in for McKinney, and then Rabiot, and we can rest Molero. And I'm not sure about Mikel coming in for Dusan. Dusan's got energy left in him because he has, well, let's face it, he's only just come back from injury. He's only played a couple of games. One game, I believe, so he's got to have a run in the team now. But Rabiot certainly will give Moretti a rest and play Rabiot. He's a very, very good player. And we'll bring João Luz onto the wing. I don't have any problems with those two. It's the other selection that I've got a problem with. But I do listen to him, and he's got some of his way, and we've made a compromise or two. So hopefully we will go out there and perform well. In terms of tactics, I'm going to play the fullback on attack, but probably not this one. I will play Lanelli on attack for this game. We have a winger on support here and an attacking mid. I don't feel we've got enough going forward. So on this side, Danilo is a better defensive player than he is the high line and the high press. I'm going to push up higher because this is a game we should be winning. And I do believe we have played better when we have been pushing further up the pitch. Hopefully then we will create chances. I'm also going to put the centre mid on attack. I'm going to put Rabiot on attack. I do believe we're defensively good enough to actually contain this team. So we'll put the centre mid on attack. And if he's getting out of position, we will adjust that as the game goes on. At the moment, we're sitting a lot better in the table than we were before. And that pleases me. I was expecting a poor start. I was not expecting to get the results that we got. So even a draw or a defeat now will not be a big problem for us. We're sitting in 12th. If we can win this game, who knows where we could be. And it's a game that I believe McKinney, who was the one who was whinging about playing time, has now dropped his concerns. That's just because you've got to be firm with them. You've got to be firm with these players. Get on with it. And if we look at... What was I going to look at? The table. If we look at the table, we're 12th in the Europa League. Losing to Celtic won't damage us, I don't think, too much. And we're 12th in this league. And I feel really good about that, having won the games that we won. Good berating, absolutely, Andy. You got to get on top of them. Well, not in the biblical sense, but you got to get on top of these boys and let them know what's what. You're the boss. And they need to know who the boss is. So, Parma. It's going to be a more difficult test than we've had. Not more difficult than Atlanta, but the Feyenoords and the other opposition that we played, Salad, there's going to be a tougher test than them. So, but I hope that we have enough about us to actually go out there and win this game. And if we win it, then we could get up as high as 8th, which would be absolutely brilliant. We'll continue to do what we've been doing. And I don't know if they're weaker yet, but we'll have a look in a minute. When we go to the opposition, I'm just going to go through these. And he's not very strong. He's quite strong. He's very strong. He's very strong. He's strong. I don't think getting stuck in is probably the right thing to do. He's quite strong as well, which is interesting for a winger. We'll get stuck into that left winger. And he's very, very strong. So I think the assistant sold me a little bit of a red herring there. And we'll probably end up just hard tackling the left winger. He's the only one, it looks like, who is not so good. Larson was the man, wasn't he? He's just 9. Former Burnley player. And the other winger, who are usually not very strong, he's quite strong. So we'll just end up tight marking the left winger. I'm going to trust the way that we're playing. I don't see any reason for us to change the way that we are playing. And I don't see particularly any reason to vastly change the team. We have 4 days to prepare for Celtic. I don't expect to win against Celtic. So let's play our good teams in the league. And I don't want to say that again. Do I? Don't listen to a word anyone's saying about us. Focus on ourselves and have some fun. No chance. Stick to the plan, be patient, and we'll be fine. Probably the best thing to say at this point. I've got faith in you. Let's go out and make a difference. And listen. Listen to me. I was going to learn a few Italian phrases, but I actually didn't have time in the end. And I do remember I want to go and hard tackle this guy. Do I want to hard tackle him? No, not particularly. I have players in midfield who are instructed to do that. So I don't particularly want everybody on the pitch doing it. And I'm really not quite sure what's gone on here. Oh, I do remember, because I put it last time to behind the goal. I do remember now. And the game is underway. And if we can get 3 points here, it will make me a very happy manager. And referee? Not even a yellow card for that. I'd have had a man sent off for a situation like that. Absolutely disgraceful refereeing. Just looking after the lower clubs. I've seen this kind of refereeing before, and not too happy about that. Did the Welsh... I believe he did, Andy. I believe John Charles played very briefly, just for a couple of years, wasn't it, for Juve. Yeah, I do. I mean, I remember that. And what a good player John Charles was. I think I didn't ever get to see him play. I think it was just before my time, before I was watching football. And we are in here. Dusan, come on, inside. Lovely pass. We've got a chance here. We're in the box. It goes out for a corner. We've started the game well. And I did want to start on the front foot against them. I am aware that getting the... Saul, probably when it comes to football, rugby, everything else, I'm a Welsh fan. I was sitting in Indonesia very late one night watching England play Wales in the Euros many years ago. And I was definitely Welsh during that game. And they are definitely putting the boot in on us. And they're happy to see that somebody Luss has gone and given some treatment out to them as well. We've dominated the game in the first few minutes. But that's the problem I think I have at the moment, is getting the team to score goals. And we saw that last episode, that we had to work quite hard to get them to score goals. Possession we'll have all night. But scoring goals... And that's the benefit of pushing the centre mid up to attack, because it's an extra body in the box, which is what we didn't do in the first game last time when we were playing weaker opposition. Putting that extra body in the box, and there, track his run. He's on his own. Nobody tracked back. Nobody went with him, and we're a goal up. And that makes me feel quite happy. As there we go, we're up to 8th now. Now the job is to hold on to it. And I've got to just keep an eye on the back line here. They are pushing up quite tight on my defenders. But it might be that's because I've got this much higher line. We do play better, I think, when we have this much higher line. We've got pace at the back, so compressing that space means that we're playing the game in the opposition half, which is exactly where I want to play it. But that's exactly what I don't want to be doing, is losing the ball in transition. But this is nice. Moreno, lovely ball, into the box, chance, and can't put it away. Chiesa, second-rate left winger, can't put that away. Second-rate left winger. He's a very, very good left winger as far as I know. And I don't know these Italian players very well. Perhaps you guys know the Italian players better than I do. And we need to close them down, trouble them, take the ball off them. Nicely done, Dusan. Now wait. Play like a deep line forward. He did. He waited for support. What a shot that was. And that's a good counter-attack. But unfortunately comes to nothing. Looking at this, we're creating chances. I've had all sorts of things to deal with in this save. The problems that I've had before is that we weren't creating enough chances. Now we are creating chances, but we're not putting it away. So there's something not right about the way the front players are playing, which we might have to deal with. Although their ratings are fairly good, and there's no need to panic at the moment because we are totally in control. And there's another chance. It might be that we have to play a little bit wider, because a lot of the stuff is we're attacking from the middle, and they are being able to close that down. So if I go a little bit wider, then perhaps we might start putting some of these chances away. But again, we're in space down that right-hand channel. Lovely pass back. Lanelli's in space into the box. What a chance! 2-0. I don't think I need to do anything now. And we are putting this team away. And our good form continues. But, as always, to be a manager, you have to predict what is going to happen. You have to always be aware that things can change. And at the moment, though, I'm not seeing anything in terms of where they're threatening us. As I scan the iPad, I don't see any threat at all coming from them. I think we've tied them up really nicely with this high line. And I don't see, looking at this little iPad that we get, I don't see any threat. I can see that we are passing well. Zhao Lus is actually having a very good game, which suggests to me I should be looking more for him. But they are not playing well at all. And they haven't had a single shot. Nobody has made a decent pass. So I'm looking for somebody whose passing is particularly poor. Like Cheapo. Cheapo's only got a 60% passing completion. So we're going to have a look at Cheapo. Cheapo is the attacking centre mid. So we could actually, rather than type mark him, if we close him down, then he might get himself into a spot of bother because he's not playing particularly well and he's tired. So that's the only thing I can actually make out from what's going on the pitch at the moment. I just like Cheapo could make mistakes if you put him under pressure. Nothing else is happening. They haven't had a key pass. I think what I might do is to focus play down the right a little bit as we go into the second half. He's continuing to have a very good game, Lus. And so somebody who's playing well, we should use him. He doesn't often have a good game, but when he is, we should use him. That was a poor pass. And playing wider actually might not be the solution if we can't find the targets when we're playing at this width. And so I want to have a look at we're playing fairly narrow. They should be able to find their targets with their passing. It's not extremely short, it's just slightly shorter. Although in real football, what the heck is the difference? But and what I actually see is not really short passing. I'm just for a moment just looking at how the match momentum is just swung a little bit. So I'm going to bring Rabiot back onto a support duty just until half-time. Because the match momentum has switched a little bit and they may be finding space in behind where he is. If he's running forward too often, then they may be finding a little bit of space, which is helping them to swing the game their way a little bit. So we'll just keep an eye on him. Is it better, guys in the chat, is it better with the 1080p or doesn't it matter? Because if it's much better, then we have to try and find a way to solve this. I'm being told that the connection is absolutely good. So let me know, is it really affecting what you see a great deal? I got a funny feeling you were offside, buddy. Yeah, he was a long way offside. Defensively, we look solid. They have not troubled us. But it does worry me a little bit that they are switching the match momentum in their favour at the moment. It might be just a time for a wake-up call for the boys that you have not won this game yet. And definitely far from one, and that was a chance. We have had all the play. We've got the momentum back, though. We seem to have seen them off, and I think probably because I pulled the centre mid back into a support role, we've taken the momentum back, and any threat that they had now, he's sitting in the middle of the field, able to deal with it, just not getting too far forward. By pushing him forward early, we got them out. He's who I've always said is a world-class winger, and he has made it 3-0. What a start to my Juventus career this is. And we don't want to be doing that. We're playing well enough from open play. We want to keep doing much more of the same. And I think that's probably game over now. It always pleases me to see the midfield and the forwards, the front three, playing well. And thanks, Andy. I know there's a big difference when I watch my streams back. There's a huge difference between that and the videos in terms of the picture quality. But I've never seen a stream live, so I don't know if there's a difference in the actual stream itself. I do not like it that this goalkeeper is complacent. And I'm just going to say we're ahead on the scoreboard, and we deserve to be. Nobody is playing badly. Everybody's playing perfectly well. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make one little tweak. I'm going to actually say, let's focus the play down the right. If he's having a really good game, then let's use him. Let's use the fact that he's in form and look for him. And we'll try that for 15 minutes, see if it makes any difference. I'm in my mind, I'm anticipating that if we go a goal behind, if we concede a goal, then it does possibly let them back into the game. And so I'm conscious of looking at where they're attacking and trying to figure out, are they going to have their first shot on goal? Nope, caught him offside again. The line is working well. That's twice they've been caught offside. But I am conscious that the game is not over. It can swing at any time. And we have to be defensively good. So do I need to just drop the line? I'm not going to do that at the moment, but I'm conscious of it. And I'm looking at, are they getting players tight? Lots of players, 4 or 5 players tight on my back line. That's when I might drop the line a little bit, which will be good for us because then they will have to come out from their deep block that they have at the moment. So all in all, game's going absolutely perfectly, but Lus, who I've just said, go and have some fun, boy, has missed by a country mile. I don't think it would be possible to miss by a further distance. I think he even missed the corner flag. I just don't know how he did that. It was a tight angle. Let's not worry too much about it. He's still having a very good game. I prefer him not to shoot, but when he's in positions like that he actually passes. So I actually might tell him, once this highlight's over, I might tell him, don't shoot. And we're in trouble here. But well defended, and that's a goal kick. So let's tell him not to shoot. And then look for someone who's in a better place. Because that's what he's been doing. He's been providing passes that are opening them up. So do not shoot. Just pass, and then we'll score. If he'd put that along into the 6-yard box, we had 2 players in there, chances are someone would have scored. And once again we're in. Morello makes it 4-0. And we are taking teams apart. at the moment. I was a little concerned before the game that this might not be an easy game, but we're taking teams apart. If we can do this to Celtic, I'll be happy. But I'm not anticipating that. Yes, we're going to tell us to pass, not shoot. And everything is working according to plan at the moment. I can't really see them causing any serious problems to us. They might get a goal back later, but they don't look like a team that's going to put 4 past us. They had their little spell where they took over the game for a while, but putting the centre mid back on support has sorted that out. And I thought he was going to score an own goal then, but we have got a corner. And hopefully we can nod this one in, make it 5, boys. Let's tell the world, we're back. Make it 5. I mean, don't stop at 5. Make it 8. So let's show the world we are back. And we're not heavily attacking here. It's just a disciplined, because I am playing Be More Disciplined. It's a disciplined performance. And they are happy. The players are happy. And it makes a big difference when the players are happy. What I do want to do at this stage in the game, before it gets too dangerous, is to tell my fullbacks to trigger press less often. They do have a little bit of pace on those. They do have a little bit of pace on the flanks. So we'll just tell the fullbacks to just ease off. Don't go running at them. There's no point in doing that. You're defending well as it is. So just keep doing what you're doing. They're coming back into the game a little bit now, as our defenders start to lose a little bit of puff. So maybe it is now time to drop the line back a little bit. Once we make these changes that we're going to make, then we will drop the line back. A quick peruse of what's going on. Giovanni is a problem. We'll deal with him. And where is Giovanni? He's a sub, is he? So it's time to ask the assistant, what does he make of it? And Giovanni, I'm going to type mark him. Just take him out of the game. And then he can't be a problem anymore. Don't need to hard tackle him. What was his foot? Turn him onto his right foot, yeah. Make that his right foot. And that's how we'll deal with him. I don't want him trying long balls over the top, so we'll just step on his toes. And make sure that he's not able to have the time to put those long balls over. He's offside. Dusan's offside there. By a country mile. Yeah, the referee spotted it as well as me. And I'm not going to complain to the 4th official about that one. We'll just let that one go. And there again, that's nice, because he just didn't pressurize him. Just let them go up here. They're not dangerous up here. And again, this high line has caught them offside, which is really good. I'm going to make some changes when I can in a minute, but we'll just let this highlight go. And then we'll rest some players who are important for Celtic. And I think we've pretty much got this game won now. Even if they score now, it won't be a big deal. I want to keep the clean sheet. I'm really proud of this defence for keeping clean sheets. And again, just push him out here. He's not dangerous from there. Oh, you idiot. That's his tiredness, I think. Again, nice blocking, good pressure on the player. And let's go and make these changes now. And one of the things that I am going to do is I'm going to pull the line back just a tad. Just give them a little bit more time to deal with what's going on. They're getting tired, so just gives the defence a little bit more time. Fagueli is tired, so he needs a rest because he will be needed. Rabiot, who is the deep line playmaker here? Is it Rabiot? Yeah. And then we'll bring on Moretti. We'll bring on Moretti there. I like Moretti. Dusan is having a very poor game. Probably time to give him a break. We will try Mikel, see what he's like. Doesn't look very good to me, but we'll give him a shot. You never know. And the two fullbacks, possibly Danilo, who's done a lot of work out there. Cambiasso can come in here, and Buquain can come on at right back. Let's keep the defence solid, and then keep a clean sheet. A 4-0 victory against Parma will be absolutely delightful. I'd like it to make it 5 or 6 if we can, boys. Moretti, little bit ambitious, Moretti. I'm actually going to tell him to shoot less often. I want him to be getting forward more rather than looking for a pass rather than actually scoring goals. Support the player, look for a pass. And he's out of position there. But I think they are playing in a more direct way, and pushing the line back might help us. Just see off this little phase that they're going through, but they are through. That's a very good save. And in fact, to help them even more, I don't know why I just don't let the game play out now. I'm going to come back to a mid-block just to help them even more. Get some more bodies in defence. And I just want this clean sheet. And they are attacking at the moment. We need to make sure that this phase of the game, that they get nothing out of it. And their heads will drop. And then, with 10 minutes left, we can revert back to what we were doing. I've only got one more sub to make. I've got 2 tired players up front. So I want to just be careful of those tired players. Luz doesn't have to play against Celtic. We can play McKennie, Scottish, against Celtic. And so that might be a better idea. So he can just run himself into the ground. And he is having a good game. And here's Buquain. Ball into the box, not into the box. Mikel has a shot. That's what I thought about him. He's not probably the answer to my striker situation. And I don't want to be playing Chiesa and Gluck as strikers, because they're my left wingers, and we're going to need good players on the left wing. And again, we've caught them offside. So far so good in this journey that we are on here at Juventus. A job I have no idea why I'm in. And what I am going to do now, because we're getting tired and we come off the counter press, we don't need to run around so much, so let's not do it, boys. There's really not much point as you get tired. Like I said to you this afternoon, Andy, when you play like this, it's so much easier to make little decisions, make little tweaks. And key highlights, I don't have time to do anything. The time I've had to think, it's half time. And this is much better, and it looks actually more like a football match to me. And that's a very good tackle by Bremer. And well done to him. I know we're conceding ground at the moment, but they're not going to score 4 goals. And I want that clean sheet. And I think I might even go into a low block in the last 10 minutes. And just... I don't know how tired they are. I'll have to have a look at how tired they are. And I'll make a decision for the last 10 minutes in a minute about how we play. They are certainly coming back into the game. And they probably deserve a consolation goal. I haven't managed this last 15 minutes very well. Something's not right. I thought by pulling the line back that would do the trick, but it hasn't. And I would say, if I was the manager of the opposition, they probably deserve an equaliser. But we are closing them down very nicely. And one of the things that I can think about doing, if I don't want to counter press, let's trigger press more often, because we are playing well in the trigger press and we are shutting them down. So as we come into the last 10 minutes, I got to decide what to do. And they certainly are the better team at the moment, but every team has their time during a football match. I watch teams like Manchester City, and every team playing against Manchester City has their moments during the game where they should be scoring goals. And hi Ibs, www. How are you doing, Ibs? Molero, yellow card, possibly he should come off. And we will bring on, could bring on a youngster here. We'll bring on Capolet, just to give him some game time, a little bit of experience. Capolet. And how am I going to manage this last 10 minutes? I think I'm going to go back to what we were doing before. And I'm going to counter press, going to counter. And we're going to push the lines up again to much higher and go try to play the game in their half for the last 10 minutes. But just slow our passing down a little bit. We can take that off. It hasn't really made much difference. In fact, it's made very little difference. He hasn't had the greatest game since half-time. But we've done enough to win this game, and that's the most important thing. Let's make it 5. And Moretti, always think that when Moretti's on the ball now, he's going to score. He's a man in form, a man possessed. And let's drop this corner on someone's head. Can't find his man. It looks like it's going to end 4-0. It's a shame we can't make it 5. But it looks like it's going to end at 4-0. I always think that 5-0 sounds much better than 4-0. I don't know what you think, guys, but I think it sounds like 5-0 sounds like a resounding victory, but 4-0 is just a very good victory. And it just has that sound to it, 5, that makes it a little bit more special. So I want the 5th goal, boys. There's a chance that goes behind for a corner. Yeah. Do you think it makes me greedy? Insane? I should be perfectly happy with 4-0. I'm not. I just want 5, just to make it sound better. But I think I've managed that better, because we've now got much more going on in their half of the pitch. We're not conceding ground anymore. Oh, chance. Come on, into the box, 6-yard box. You've got it, you've got it. Oh, he's blown it. No, he hasn't. He's still got a chance, and he's given it away. And it comes to nothing. Oh, he's miles offside, referee. Miles offside. And they pushed the line much higher up again. That caught him out, didn't it? So we just want to keep the ball now. It's nicely, softly, nice passing, pass and move. Nice slow pace. We don't want to do anything exciting. Just work it into the box. Patiently offside. And we'll score. But we do need to feed the forwards in. Luz has had a very good game. He's on an 8.4. Chiesa's on an 8.6, which is pretty good. So 2 of the players have had really good games. At the back, Bremer and Gatti have had super games. And I didn't want to change the back 4, and it was the right goal. That was a handball. Did you see that? Did you see the handball then? He just like lifted his hand up. FM does that as well. 4 and 5 are safer than 3. Absolutely, Michael. Sometimes I think that 3-0 up doesn't mean you're going to win the game. I've been 3-0 up at half-time a lot, playing on key highlights, and had 3-3 draws or 4-3 wins. 4 is safe. 5 is definitely safe. And we keep catching them offside with this high line. The defence has played really well. And there's only a second or two to go. I'm going to give them an absolute rollicking in the dressing room. They did not give me the 5 that I wanted. And they should be punished severely. Statistically, we've won the game easily. Nice work. That was good. And our run continues, and we are now up to 8th, and we're 10 points behind the leader. Is it possible? Is it possible that we can close that gap? Molera's injured, out for 3 to 8 days. Rocking all over the world, Mr. Twister. How are you, my friend? And awesome. I was just about to mention you, Mr. Twister, and to say, being as you weren't here, I was just about to say special thanks to Andy and Mr. Twister. Mr. Twister being the newest member of the channel that we have, and Andy possibly one of the longest of the long-term members that the channel have had. And special thanks to you people, because you make my life much more enjoyable, much happy. I feel much happier when you guys are around, and YouTube does not pay me much money, and I actually get more income from your memberships than I get from YouTube. And you know, no matter how much you contribute per month, it's very special to me. And if you weren't there, I would be only getting paid every 2 months rather than every month as it is at the moment. So I'm deeply indebted to you guys, and I just want to thank you both very, very much. It means the world to me. Winning this game against Celtic would mean the world to me as well, but I don't know how to do that. I'm really not sure how to approach the game. We're going to be away, and I just don't know how to approach it at the moment. Thank you, Mr. Twister. Thank you, Andy. It doesn't. If everybody just took the lowest membership, 25p a week, or 20p a week in some months, then it would mean the world to me, because every little bit mounts up, and it enables me to do things, to buy things that I wouldn't ordinarily be able to. So thank you guys for your contributions. It means the world. I was just about to mention you, Mr. Twister, when you turned up. And it is good to see you here. And this method of playing continues to get good results. And I'm absolutely convinced that my bad behaviour and my miserable behaviour of late was totally down to playing in key highlights. And I said to Andy in a message this afternoon, I told him that I just felt that I had no control over what was going on. And now I feel like I'm totally in control. And if I make mistakes, that's my fault, and I'll accept that it's my fault. But I'll also praise myself if I manage games well, and I think we managed that game particularly well. Here's the Celtic scouting report. I want to have a quick look at this. Good stamina, so they're going to last the game. They're very agile. They have acceleration and pace. They're a very good team. Their first touch is awesome. So closing them down basically is not going to be a good idea. Good first touch, good technique. They're probably very fast. They're going to play the game at pace. They have good work rate. They finish. Their composure is good, so closing them down is not going to help us. And they're very aggressive, brave. Is there anything they can't do? They can mark well, their positioning is good. I need to play players who have good off the ball against them. But what they're not good at is one-on-ones. That's it. Goalkeepers are not brilliant in the air, and they're not very strong. So here is a time when we should be getting stuck in. If they're not very strong, let's annoy them. Let's get stuck into them. And if I go back to that, their jumping reach is not particularly good. And I want to know where the jumping reach is actually not very good. So if we go to their defense and we look at their jumping reach, oof, isn't that a great big clue about how to beat Celtic? Their jumping reach at the back is just 10.44. And in attack, their jumping reach is 10.75. Isn't that a great big clue how to beat Celtic? I need my tallest forward up there, and we need to be changing the crossing style. And I don't want a much higher line. They're going to tear us apart. And I do want my fullback on support and this fullback on support. I want to be defensively solid, and I do want them both to be closing down less. Let's keep them wide. And I also don't want him staying wider. I want him to sit narrower. I want to be compact at the back. Yeah, I was just thinking about that, Andy. You were watching the friendly between... Oh, what's your home country, Mr. Twister? Is it Serbia? Is that who they're playing today? I can't remember where you're from, Mr. Twister. And I know England were due to play Serbia. I think. Float crosses might be a good idea. But I'm going to have players who are tall, both in the centre and at the back post. Dusan has a jumping reach of 15 and a heading of 15. We need to float the crosses into him. And what I want to do is on the left wing, I want my tallest boy on the left wing. And the centre mid needs to be quite tall. So let's have a look at my tactics screen, which we're in already, a fool. Malero can't play anyway, so he's ruled out of the game. Play him as a target forward and have a shadow striker running off him, Andy. Oh, Belgium. England are 2-1 down, are they? Well, that doesn't upset me because I'm a Welsh fan. It probably upsets Andy more than me, because I'm very much a Welsh fan. And Michael Smith, if you're still there, where are you from, my friend? So we do have some changes to make here. I'm not quite sure who's going to play. Glock might be a good idea. He's not very tall though. He's only 5'7", can't head the ball, and can't actually jump at all. He's only got a jumping reach of 4. But Chiesa is, can't see his height there. 5'9", can't head the ball. So left wing is a bit of a problem. Mikel. Also, we don't have great headers of the ball. So, yeah, you're possibly right that we play him as a target forward and play the centre mid as a shadow striker running off him. I don't want Rabiot on attack at the beginning, and we're going to play with a balanced mentality. Lukaku has some scores to settle. He probably does. Oh, you did mention before, Michael, you're from the USA. I think we had a chat a while back about my time in the USA as well. I just need to figure out who's going to play where. Rabiot can play attacking mid, but he's not that good at it. I'm really struggling for an attacking mid here. I might have to play Glock as the attacking mid. He's perfectly capable of playing there as a shadow striker, running off the target forward. We'll keep him on attack. I think defensively we're solid enough, but maybe we're gonna need to defend better. So I'll put him on support for now. Float the crosses in. Stay compact at the back. He's not able to play. I remember this. We have to pick somebody who's not a goalkeeper here, don't we? Molero is coming back to fitness, but not yet. Can probably go on the bench for an emergency. Ben Seguir can't head the ball either, but he does need some game time. So I'm going to play Ben Seguir as the attacking mid. And we will play Glock as the left wing. Chiesa can have a spell on the bench. And does he have good pace, Glock? Yeah. So he could do a job in a support role, coming back to help out this fullback. So I think I'm happy with that in terms of a team selection. I haven't got a goalkeeper, though. Molero, the injured Molero, can come onto the bench as the goalkeeper. Have I got anyone in here who's a goalkeeper? He's a full-back. He's got bags of potential, hasn't he? Well, look at his mentals for 19 years old. I think he probably deserves to go up to the first team. I can't see a goalkeeper here who's able to step up. This geezer maybe could probably do the job. Yeah, we'll just put him in the first team for these games and put him on the bench. We'll put him on the bench. Where is he? Because he can play. And I think that probably is all I need to do against Celtic to begin with. We just got to hope we don't get the customary injury in these 2 days. Danilo on the move. No, I can't afford to lose fullbacks. Ayala showing pleasing progress. It might be a chance for him to play as well. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. And that's definitely a good idea. Just looking at that. Shall I play Ayala? For Gatti. Just give him a run out. I'm not expecting to win against Celtic, so this is an opportunity to try players out. But I don't want to throw the game 5-0 either. This has got to be a good defensive performance. Cambiasso, of course, yeah, Cambiasso would come back in as the left back. Locatelli, Gluck, Chiesa and Dusan. I'm not sure. Chiesa, I'm actually going to go along with him. They are my best players. So if I'm going to beat Celtic, I probably do need good players. I just wanted to think about Luz. I don't really want him cutting inside with the ball. I want him to go down to cross more often. Do I want to cross from deep or from the byline? I just leave that open for now. They are also extremely good markers. So I'm going to have him roam from position, and I'm going to have him roam from position as well. Because I don't want, if they're going to be good at marking, then they're going to take those guys out of the game. So that's the best I can do, I think, unless anybody has... There's the injury. And I don't have another centre-back. The game knows this. What are you doing to me? Oh, boy. I'm going to have to go and look in the reserves. I don't have an... I do have this Hushan, who's a young boy. He's decent. But that's why I need to buy a centre-back, because having 3 is not enough. So Hushan will take Gatti's place. I have to remove him. Means the bench is a bit frail. 14 on the bench. No, I think that's probably good. The Europa League rules say that I can have 15 on the bench, I think. Oh no, 12. So one of them will have to be removed. So we'll put him up into this spot. And that'll be it. I've got cover everywhere. Do I have a midfield right? McKennie. Do I want to play McKennie? I think I do. Luz did have a good game, but it is a chance for McKennie to show us what he can do, and I think we should do that. And so we are going to go and play Celtic now. And hopefully we are going to beat Celtic. Really, if you want my frank, honest opinion on this, we're not going to do it. And the assistant manager agrees with everything that I've done. One of the things that I am thinking about is to trap them outside. Just force them outside. So we'll sit narrower, force them outside. They're not tall, so all these crosses coming in, we should be able to deal with them. I'm playing with that idea. I think we'll go with that. They're not happy. Team selection issues. But I wish I had bigger forwards. It's time to shut people up, boys. I wish I had bigger wingers, because on the far post, they would be deadly. So what I can do is tell McKinney to aim cross centre, if he's good enough. Chiesa... I don't know what his crossing's like, Chiesa. He's very good crosser of the ball. Let's aim cross centre. So they're looking for Dusan. And the fullbacks, if they ever get up there, we'll do that again. That might be the best way to beat Celtic, is to score, Dusan to score with his head. Their jumping reach for a big team like this is very poor. So let's go and kick some balls, boys. And let's beat Celtic if we can. It would make me a very happy manager if the game plan works. That's right. Go on, cross it. Nice floated cross. Go on, Dusan. Wouldn't that have been good if he'd made that pay right at the beginning? What a story that would have been. The press would have been full of it. What a story that would have been. But that's what I want them to do. And it also, actually, I'm wondering about Dusan's pace. Does he have pace? Because it might be better to play whipped crosses if he's pacey. Whipped crosses would be much better. But this is good. We're giving Celtic a game. We're taking the game to them. We've set the lineup as I want it. and we are causing them problems. And clearly I want these boys to be getting wide and crossing the ball. I think that as a game plan, I don't think I could have set it up any better. But it's now down to whether we have the players to beat Celtic, who are clearly a very good side. It's down to the personnel now. It would be unkind of FM to give me a central defender injury. I don't put anything past FM. That's not good. He needs a hard tackle. We need to let him know that we don't care that he's injured. Nicely done. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is go and check these instructions. And he's changed them a little bit. I forgot to do that. Should always do that. And home, we need to tight mark him and hard tackle him, yeah. We definitely need to do that. And he's on the ball a lot, so somebody needs to get tight to him. They're not going to cause us problems in the air. We'll deal with that all day. That's what I want them to do. In fact, what I should do is take off stop crosses. Let them cross. Let them cross as much as they want. Set pieces, though, are obviously a different thing because they've got their big, tall defenders up from the back. And they almost took the lead. And I'm wondering, I did think early on that pressing Celtic was probably not a good idea. So just come off that, but I do want to trigger press more often. Stop them shooting from distance. And I do want the boys to stop giving away free kicks there. And so get stuck in might not be a good idea. So we'll take that off. And I don't want to make any more changes for the time being because I'll confuse the boys if I make any more. And again, we're not winning that ball in the centre of the midfield, but I can't push the line up too high because they will destroy us with their pace. But they are a very good team, but we're defending well. And if we keep them crossing the ball, then they're not going to cause us any difficulty. Low crosses, different matter. That's just down to good defence, but and good positioning. But if we focus and defend well, we could sneak a goal here. We need that second ball. Well done. Oh, this is a game. This is a game and a half, isn't it? And I may actually have to push the line up because they're getting too much space in that little section here. So I am going to have to push the line up, squeeze it up a little bit. I'm not expecting to beat Celtic. As I've said, I wonder why FM has decided Celtic are going to be the Europa League team to beat this year. I was just doing a tactics test video, working on part of that this afternoon with the Wolves save. And in the Europa League, it was Celtic top of the group again. And so FM's decided that Celtic are the team that will be the top team in the Europa League. 17th place is not good enough for me. This team needs to buck up. Although they're not, I don't think that they're good enough to actually win the Europa League. So getting to the playoffs will be what I want them to do. And I think you've got to be in the top 24 to get to the playoffs. Is it 24? I think it is, yeah. But I need to give them a shout. Let's encourage them for early on. Let's not let their heads drop. And that's good. That trigger press is good to stop them taking long-range shots. But I am vulnerable from through balls. Very vulnerable with that line as high as it is. But if we can sneak a goal, who knows what could happen. But just like, we're in the game. Yeah, it's 24 to qualify. Come on, we can get a goal here. Not like that we want. People need to stop dribbling. They're too good a team to be running at them. That's better. Pass and move. Oh, Dusan thought he'd try it again, but he was closed down very quickly there. Well done. That's good play. That's much better. And maybe what I should be looking at, let's just slow it down a little bit. Let's slow the game down a little bit. Let's not let them play at the pace that they want to play. They do have one player who's causing us problems. I need to take a look at that, who that is. Lager Bloke. His name is Lager Bloke. So we'll have a look at Lager Bloke. Where does he play? And we'll type mark him. We'll take him out. Don't cause me problems, because that's what's going to happen to you. Good block again, and it seems like the trigger press is working, and we're actually caught them offside again there. We've actually only got one shot away. I think that we have to place the centre mid on attack, but we'll just keep an eye on that space behind him as the game progresses. What was that? Yeah, let's say that. What was that? Dreadful. Dusan, get your act together. I mean, it's kind of strange that we're saying, what was that? Because we're not expected to win this. Why would we, why would I be annoyed with them when they're just 1-0 down away at the best team in the Europa League, Celtic? In real life, I wouldn't be. Kyle Walker-Peters needs dealing with as well. Yeah, you do, Mr. Twister. You've got to be fair. Let's actually go to positive for 15 minutes, see if that works. And we'll put, I don't know which one yet. We'll put one of them on attack. I'll find out which way they are focused. We do need to look at Kyle Walker-Peters. Good player in FM. Needs a hard tackle. And I think we're going to tight mark him. And hard tackle him. And then I'll have a look at where they are attacking, which flank. And then I'll put one of the fullbacks on attack. Gotta try and win it, I guess. This is us. We've had a lot of play down the right-hand side. And that's why we're seeing a lot of play down their left-hand side. So I want to put the right back on attack. It's going to leave us very vulnerable. And it's a big, big gamble. But if we can get a goal... We're only one goal behind, and if we can sneak one out of nowhere, then we're back in the game. And then I'll have to look at how we're going to close the game out then. But it does look like my 100% start has gone. I'm going to make some changes very shortly. We're actually not tackling very well. I'm going to take those hard tackles out. I think they're just too good. And except for the ones that I decided, Callum McGregor, probably not necessary. Home, probably, he's gone now anyway. Abel Ruiz, probably not necessary. Kyle Walker-Peters, yes, I want him hard tackled. I don't want to do anything with him. He doesn't even have, except show him outside, which would be his right foot. And then I'll make some changes myself. We'll make 1 or 2 changes now. We'll bring on Bakwain. Hasn't had the greatest of games. Cambiasso also has not played very well. Down the flanks, they've taken us apart. Yeah, possibly, Andy. Possibly. McKinney, I gave him his chance. He let me down. And Dusan is all over the place. So do I put Glock up front? Do I put Glock up front as the striker? He is a more natural striker. But we'll have to change his role because he's not a target man, and we'll have to take off. I got to take Dusan off. He's not playing well. We'll put Gluck up there. I wanted to play Ben Sagir anyway. And now we'll change some of these instructions. We'll go back to low crosses. We'll counter press now. We've got fresh legs on the pitch. Much higher line. Just bring that down to more often. No, we'll keep that with much more often. And we'll leave it at that. Give a team talk. Go out there and make an impact. There's plenty of time left. Go on, get out there and turn this game on its head. Oh, that high line is worrying me. But force him outside. Go on, force him outside. That's okay. We should control this nice and easy. Well done, well done. So that part of it has worked. Well, those set pieces, anybody is dangerous from a set piece in FM. Although you don't score, obviously, as many set pieces as you do in key highlights. Like the opposition score 1 in 2 of their set pieces in key highlights. They've had plenty of set pieces and haven't put them away. We've got to somehow try and create some chances. I can't throw any more players up the pitch. I don't really know how I'm going to do that. We're playing with high lines. And so we're not getting behind Celtic. But here's a chance. Come on. Rabiot. Lovely pass. Come on, Bakwen. You can turn this game on its head, but he can't. 6.6 for Rabiot. 6.5 for Fagioli. Fagioli needs to come off, I think. And we'll play Locatelli in as the DM. Oh, why didn't you pass it? Look for a pass. Oh, what a chance. That was the chance. But we're playing better. Come on, we're playing better now. We've got Celtic pinned in. I'm now going to go to the opposition and just check on their subs. Jack Clark. Is he pacey or what? But he needs a hard tackle, definitely. And left foot. And hard tackle. We're playing better now, I think. A little bit better. Well done, Locatelli. Dusan. Is he going to be another Langstaff? He's like brilliant in one game and then disappears for 4 games. Either gets an 8.8 or he gets a 6.2. Is he going to be one of those players? Offside again. The much higher line is, I think, is better for us. We're catching them offside. But you can see Celtic are a better team than we are. I can't go attacking as yet because they will just take advantage of us. We're certainly doing the right thing by making them cross the ball. We're just not able to prevent them from playing well through the middle. Although we did a good job there. We did a good job. That's a poor pass. We had a chance there. Nicely done. That's what I want to see. Oh, I want to change his role, don't I? I'm going to play him as a deep lying forward on attack. So he's coming deep to get the ball. Then hopefully we'll have runners off him like the shadow striker. And Chiesa. And maybe Rabiot can run off him as well. Might be a good idea to play him as a deep lying forward on support, actually. Get him coming a bit deeper. Pull the defence out. Take the centre backs with you. And then we'll have the runners free. He's in. Come on, Oscar. You've got a chance here. Oh, offside was he? We've given them a game, and I'm quite impressed that we've given them a game. And we're going to deal with that all day. They're tiny up front. No jumping reach. That part of the game plan worked. I just haven't been able to really stop them in midfield. And there's one more thing that we can think about doing. They've got Cole Palmer who plays for them. Oi. We'll tight mark him as well. We'll just try anything we can to close that midfield down. Oh, we're in! Their defence has been pulled out. Come on, we're in. Oh, that's the idea with the deep lying forward. He's going to pull the defence out, and the right back had gone completely missing. And we're winning that second ball now. Everything is looking good, actually. And we're in again. Come on, Sagir. Come on. You're in. You're in. Good pass now. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We are back in the game. Oh, boys, you are magnificent. See, if you listen to what I say, you're going to do it. What a play. Rabiot centre mid on attack. He's in the box again. Just changing that was genius. But now, with 15 minutes left, I've got a different problem. They are stung. We have woken a sleeping beast here. And I need to be very, very careful in terms of... I'm going to go back to balanced. I don't want us being too aggressive at this point. A point away at Celtic would be a magnificent result. But then having said that, being positive in our approach got us back into the game. So let's stay positive, for at least for a while. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! How unfair was that? I didn't act quick enough. At least for a while. Oh, God. The good goal, I suppose. 2 seconds it lasted. Oh, what a disaster. I was just about to praise them as well for the way they came back into the game. Absolutely, Andy. And it's... Come on, we're in again. This game is not over yet. I'm going to give them a shout and encourage them. It's like you have so many opportunities to correct things and to try things out. It's so much nicer playing this way. I know probably for an audience it's not as good, because all the audience wants to see is a ton of goals flying in and they want to get to the end result. Oh, that was a chance, Rabiot. So I took a big gamble going to comprehensive, and I can see that viewers have been coming in and leaving, and I guess comprehensive highlights is probably for somebody watching just a little bit boring. And well, if for the sake of my sanity I'm going to go with this, because suddenly, even though I'm losing, I'm actually enjoying the match. I'm no longer saying the game is rubbish and oh my good Lord. Because I'm in control now, and any mistakes I make will cost me the game. And I think the mistake that I made was not getting the line back quick enough. And they took advantage of it. We stung them, and I was aware we stung them. But I just didn't act quickly enough. But then did I have the time to act that quickly? I don't think I did. I'm not going to blame myself for that. We didn't have any time from when we scored. I don't know about that, Andy. You're probably a better player of the game than I am. And you probably would have won this game. Oh, but in the last 10 minutes, have we been the better team or what? And now I'm going to go attacking. I think we've been the better team. If I go attacking now, we just might get something. Let's drop them a bit of encouragement. We've certainly got them pinned back now. Is it going to give me a late winner? Are we going to get a late winner? Winner. Handball, referee. Handball. That's something that doesn't happen very often in FM handball. I've seen it happen, but doesn't happen very often when you get a penalty for handball. Maybe in 25. Oh boy. Ben Seguir. I wanted to play him from the start. Oh boy. I had a funny feeling we could get back into this game. I'm now going to go back to balance. This time I'm going to act quickly. And we are going to shut this game down now. We are going to play very narrow, shorter passing. And we are going to come off the counter press, hold our shape, slow the pace down. Just keep the ball now. We'll still trigger press much more. We'll drop the line back and still trap outside. That's it, baby. Hold on to this game now, boys. I've acted in time here. So hold on to this game. So did I, Andy. I can't believe. Well, thank you for that, Mr. Twister. That's really kind of you. I'm tempted to go into defensive mode now. Hold them out. I've got to make sure... Oh, wait. I've got to make sure my fullbacks are not attacking. I forgot. Stop. I got to make sure my fullbacks now are not attacking because they're going to try and exploit that. He's already on support. We're going to bring Rabiot back to support. We're going to try and lock this game down. And they are looking to exploit that left-hand side. But we've got them crossing the ball and they can't do anything with that because of their jumping reach. What a result. I think that means more to me than all the wins we've had so far. He wants me to say I'm disappointed. I'm going to say I'm proud of you. You worked hard in the second half. We made some changes. And we've knocked Celtic off the top. We are still unbeaten. Yeah. Oh, that was hard work, though. That was definitely hard work. But it's so satisfying when that hard work pays off. What a result. I'm more pleased with that than the 4-0 we got against Parma. What a result that was. It's Monday, so we shouldn't be too tired. And actually the defence have coped with that really well. But I'm still going to rest them. It's my policy to rest players. Dusan, though, doesn't need a rest because he was taken off after 4 minutes or something. And the rest of them are fine. So we'll give those boys a little reward. A day off training is a reward for them. That's good for morale. Oh, Ben Sagir. I knew I wanted to play him at the start and then I changed my mind and put Glock in instead. I should have gone with him. Very proud of him. What a performance. What a second half that was. Yeah, do you not close the game down, Mr. Twister? Even if I'm leading 4-0, I close the game down. Yeah, it's just like getting into that habit. I do it out of habit. I need to look at why these are. It's their additional training. Okay, well, let's have a look at it, Bremer. What is wrong with you? Ball control. Well, yeah, that's because you're rubbish at dribbling. But for now, we'll take it off. I want you to be happy. I want the team to be happy. Hall. What is he being made to do? Short distribution. Well, look at his passing. It's dreadful. But we're not playing out of defence, so it's probably not a good idea to have him doing that. Let's go distribution long. Because he does take... We're not playing out of defence, so we'll work on that for him. Oh, another goalkeeper. What's he unhappy about? Short distribution. It's possible that we're just training them in the wrong thing. We'll train them in long. See how they get on with that. And Pesky. Pesky. What is he being trained as? Attacking movement. When your attacking movement looking at this is rubbish. So it's like... But I want you boys to be happy. So I'm going to give you double intensity. That'll make you happy. So, sometimes it doesn't pay to complain. Tioli, we've hired a fitness coach. Where are these geezers in the league? I think they're low down. Spezia, 19th. We should go back to playing how we were before. So we should go back to playing positive, shorter high tempo, dribble less, be more expressive, work the ball into the box, counter press. Yep, that's good. Much higher defensive line, trigger press, not get stuck in. Stop crosses. That's exactly how we play. So I think we should be looking to do that for this game. Always try to score a 5th or 6th. Sometimes that doesn't happen, Mr. Twister. And the number of late goals that I used to get that don't happen now, I went through a phase in the other save where like teams were entitled to a consolation at the end of the match. Doesn't happen anymore. And I'm keeping a lot more clean sheets because I closed the game down now. And it's very simple to do. You just slow everything down. It's not rocket science. It is injured. Molera injured. He was just injured anyway, wasn't he? Good Lord. So let's see what happens in the league here before we play. No, I've got these boys set up absolutely as I want them to. I've got super coverage. Look at this. I've got super coverage. I've got 2 on no current assignment because I want them to be like that. They pick up all the pieces where I want a quick scouting job done. Andy, do you close the game out, Michael? Do you close the game out, or do you just leave it run? I mean, it might be something that I'm not doing right. And sometimes I feel when I go off a positive, which is why in the end I went back to positive in that game, because sometimes I feel you just let the opposition come at you, whereas you're playing well in a certain style, don't change it. Sometimes I think it's daft to do it, but other times I think it is. I think it's the right thing to do. It's just it's a judgment call sometimes. Why is he saying to me that his ability demands a place in the team? He is my first choice goalkeeper. Danilo, no, we're not going to play Danilo there. I might have to have a look at resting Bremer though, which should be. Gatti's going to be out for a long time, so I might have to rest Bremer. I might try this guy. I mean, you know, on the surface, he looks like a very good player. And he looks decent enough to do a job. So I might try him in for Bremer. He's only played 1 game since he's come back into the team, so he should be fine. Cambiasso, he's not at the top of his game. Danilo is playing better than Cambiasso. So rest Cambiasso. Fagioli probably needs a rest now. And so who's my other midfielder? Locatelli, who came on and was part of the team that changed that game. Miretti can come in and rest. Luz can come in on the wing. Chiesa, Ben Seguir. So I think I'm going to play him now as an attacking mid again. He's on support. I'm going to put him on attack. Let's take the game to them as we did before. Get bodies in and around the box. And I'm happy with that. Oh, Del Piero is excited by in-form Juventus. Oof. I'm excited by in-form Juventus. We're still unbeaten since I took over. That's 5 games now we haven't lost. We want to keep this going, boys. We should be beating this team. But I'm not going to do anything special for them. We're going to play in the way that we play. And I don't think we need at this point to be thinking about changes because we should be winning this game. One of the things I do need to check is the crossing, which we want to do low crosses again to get it back to normal. Turn to play like Kevin Keegan. Score 1 more. Well, there is something to be said for that, Andy. Seems when I try to close the game, I end up giving them chances, although at the moment I'm more struggling to score. Yeah, scoring, like we've had 2 examples of not being able to score, and you've just got to, like, somehow you've got to get more bodies forward without giving away too much space at the back, and it's quite difficult to do, but once you you look at your iPad, and when you look at your iPad and you like, okay, let's change his role to a deep lying forward. He's going to come deep. He's going to pull defenders with him. And we saw that happen in the last game, that one of the centre-backs went completely missing. And he was probably just following the forward backwards. And then the shadow striker's going past him as well as the winger going past him. So it's kind of like creating space. How do I create space? And now that I'm playing this way, I'm getting time to think about that. And not one of these games has been a walk in the park. I've had to change things for every single one of these games. So it allows you, playing in comp is great. It allows you to assess and then make changes. And that's why I love it so much. Before YouTube, this is how I always used to play. And I'd forgotten how to do it. And it just feels so good now that I'm doing it again. We had 2 games in the other save, 2 of the hardest games that we were probably going to play this season for Coritiba, and we won them easy. And I had to make changes in order to do it. And it's good when you're able to do that and it comes off. Do I want to play Rizzo, or we'll put Tabuoko on the bench? Rizzo doesn't need to be there. And how many subs do we have in this league? 5 subs from 15. You can have 15 subs on the bench in Italy. That's like amazing. No, not just FM, Mr. Twister. Not just FM. Yeah, I know he's lacking in match fitness, but I have to rest one of these centre backs now. I have to get to Christmas, so we're coming up a couple of weeks, and I can get a new centre back in. Yeah, could be, Michael. Could be just exactly that. Especially if you have changed the tactic. More subs than the Royal Navy. Andy, are you Googling these gags? Like, is that where you get them from? That's quite funny, actually. Change Masala to a centre mid attack. Change them in-game. See what kind of a difference that it makes in-game. Change the roles in-game. If you play in comprehensive, you have time to do that. Because you know they're not going to score with every highlight now, the opposition. So even if it doesn't look good, you have time to look at it. Oh, that doesn't look good. We'll put it back. So you can do that in-game, especially against teams, smaller teams. I don't want to say we're doing well. I've said that too much. In fact, I think I'm going to say we're favourites here and we should be winning this game. But I don't want to tell them we're doing well. Let's keep it going because I don't want any complacency. I want us to keep focused and to keep winning football matches. I'll tell you, you've done well at the end of the season when we're champions. Well, that's not a good start. I just want to check that. Yeah, they are already. I don't want them closing down. Fullbacks closing down is never a good idea. Danilo's been playing quite well, so hopefully he'll have a good game out on the left. He's only the number 2, but bless him, he's been playing better than Cambiasso. And sometimes you've just got to go with who is playing the best. It doesn't matter how good they are. If they're in poor form, they're in poor form and they're going to let you down. They're pressing us quite high. And their line, they're not sitting deep, this team. For a bottom of the league team, their line is very high. So one of already thinking, if we struggle to score, is to try and get behind that high line. If we can't score by working it in front of them, let's get behind it. So I'm thinking about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, because you can see how high the line is that they have. And again, we're pretty much in control of everything. 90% passes complete. We have 70% of the possession. We've just got to pop it into the back of the net, and then it's job done. But this is like one of those banana skins, isn't it? It's one of those games that can go horribly wrong. If you haven't set your team up properly, it can go horribly wrong. I don't actually. I wonder if I've got that instruction on. I don't want them forcing them outside. I do want them to stop the crosses. But they certainly feel like they've got a chance against us. For a team in 18th, they've decided we're not defending. They're not defending deep. They're giving us a game. And I want Dusan to play well today. I need a game from him. He's supposedly a very, very good forward. But then we got to find balls into space for him. And what I don't want, again, I've made so many changes, I'm going to have to make another change, I think, because I think they might be still crossing centre, which is, I don't mind really where they cross. Are they still? No, that was something I did in game or just in the dressing room. They're not crossing centre now. And cut inside with the ball and shoot less often. But we got to ride this storm out. This is not going to plan. And I might have to go a little bit more defensive until we have blown away the storm. I'm going to go balanced. Both on support, so that's fine. We've got a very high line. So let's keep this ball now. Keep the ball. And I want to watch for giving the ball away. This is not looking good. So I need to check the possession. Who is that? Right, we need to do something here. Some things are not working. Zurkowski. They are attempting balls over the top. Zurkowski is one of them. And even my assistant is hard tackling injured players. That's frowned upon within the game community. And I think I'm going to pull the line back. And then I'm just going to watch to see how this affects possession. Because I might have to go a little bit shorter. And Dusan is a tall boy. He should be able to compete for crosses, floated crosses in the air anyway. Yeah, that's it. Good hard tackle on the injured player. But they are the better team at the moment. They have the momentum. And they've certainly forced me back a little bit. But we do need to weather this storm. And if we can weather this storm, then it will be okay. They've got an injured player taking the corner as well, have they? That's not good. Now, hold the ball up. So Dusan is still playing as a... That is not good. I'm going to play him... What's his favourite? He's gone down in star rating. I'm going to play him as a pressing forward. Shouldn't be playing as a target forward now. But really, I want us to hold on to the ball more, and maybe it's to do with the tempo. Let's just try and hold on to the ball. I don't think our possession stats are very good. Can't see them on that. But I can see them on that one. 50-50, yeah. Was it to do with my changes? We are about to find out, because if it doesn't come out and keep all the changes, that was down to the changes that I've made. And there you go. It gives you the opportunity to just tweak things a little. And we've sneaked it. If it doesn't come up with that box, it wasn't my changes, but I'm going to proceed with those changes anyway. I think we need more possession. We're defensively a little bit more solid than we were by pushing the line back a little bit, stopping them getting balls over the top. And that's not a problem, son. I'm going to go to the assistant and just get him to revise his opposition instruction. We don't want, we haven't conceded from a set piece for so long. There's one coming soon, and they look as good as Celtic, this team. They're really pushing us hard. And they're the team in 18th, and they're really pushing us hard. But let's have a look at what's going on here. Laruki shooting. 2 shots from Berrueta. Where does he play? Berrueta. The full-back has had 2 shots. Berrueta. We're going to close him down. And I think I'm going to ask... No, we'll leave that for later. I just want to close him down for now. And just hope that he doesn't cause us any problems. Any further problems. Oh, that was a chance. So we've managed to get through 30 minutes. We've evened it up a little bit. We've lost a bit of the possession by slowing it down. But I still think they're playing with a high line. So I'm going to change it at half-time and try... They are playing... Look at where their defensive line is. They're playing with a very high line. So at half-time I'm going to change it. And try and get in behind them. Because at the moment, we're not dominating this game, and we should be. So I want to push their line back. So what I'm going to do... What am I going to do? I'm going to put Dusan as a deep line forward. He can play as a deep line forward, I suppose. He's going to come down here. And then we're going to put Ben Sagir as a shadow striker on attack. He's going to go past him. The centre mid on attack is good because he'll go past him as well. He's supporting. He'll come inside the centre mid. I'm not going to attack them yet. I'm just going to see how it works. And then we're going to change the instructions. We're going to pass into space. And we're going to up the tempo and the passing directness. We're going to try and get the ball over the top of them. We're doing okay. But we can do better. At least Dusan's got me a goal. So we're going to try and catch them out. They are defending with a very high line. And we need to get behind them. If we can get another goal, they'll die. That will be it. So if we can just get behind them. And we haven't had the possession playing the shorter passing game. So let's try a little bit more of a direct approach. It's not too much. But again, they're the dominant team. We probably edged the first half, but they're definitely the dominant team. But I have got to get behind that defence. And it's not something that I wasn't aware of. We saw it early on, that the defence, they were playing with this very high line. They were not afraid of us. They fancied their chances. And if we can get behind them... What happened there? Come on, referee, it's got to be a foul. I'm not quite sure what happened there. He just ran around in circles and still had the ball at the end. Suddenly it looks like the momentum has shifted. We've got the ball. Have I made the right choice here? Oh, Dusan! What a chance. What a chance. Come on, we need this 3 points. That's a lovely pass. Oh, Dusan again. But we are creating a lot more chances now. We look much more comfortable. And just a little tweak again. We're going to get the second goal. I'm pretty convinced. Because we are totally dominating at the moment. They haven't coped with the changes that we made. Do something. I did. I did, Mr. Twister. I changed it. We're doing better now. Right. Let's have a look at their substitutions, if they've made any yet. This has been a tough game. A very tough game. What was that? Where? Zukowski. I wanted him tight marked, didn't I? Because I asked the assistant. He's quiet. He's not doing anything, is he? I don't need to tight mark him. I need to make some subs, though. Chiesa is not playing very well. Glock can come in. Do something. Oh, do something. I like that, Mr. Twister. Do something. I thought you were telling me do something. I'm trying. I'm really trying hard. So looking for players who are not particularly performing well, who've played a lot of games. Locatelli is tired, but he should be raring to go. He didn't play last time out. Moretti is Moretti. I want to try maybe somebody at attacking mid. What's this Hasser like? He's not the answer. Mikhail can play as the striker, but I don't want to take Dusan off. Cesar Palacios could play definitely as my shadow striker, so I'm going to give Palacios a game. He'll fit in there nicely. He's got lovely attributes for a shadow striker. And I'm looking at these two boys here. Lus is tired. Locatelli is tired, but he shouldn't be. I'm going to give those just another 10 minutes, and then we probably take those two boys off. I think you're right, Mr. Twister. I don't always believe the match ratings, but they are always a good guide for me. But I've seen players having very good games being very involved on a 6.5. I've had a goalkeeper the other day who had an astounding game and ended up with a 6.6. Made 5 or 6 really good saves. So yeah, I think you're right. Not going to argue with that. And we just got shape up here. That was dreadful. I'm going to shout at them. Demand more. That was lazy. Moretti is having a good game. He's like controlling it, but where is his position? I think is too high. Whereas if we remember before, we looked, his position was down here. He's now too high. So I'm going to just put him back on support because he's too high up the pitch. And I want him on the halfway line today, not in the penalty area now. Right, let's make these final subs. Dusan is tired, which is interesting. Well, he's been playing a lot, hasn't he? And then one of the midfielders, Locatelli or Moretti. I want Moretti to stay on. So Fagioli. Well, I've got one more, haven't I? Which fullback is the most tired? Danilo. Cambiasso. And hopefully now, the next... If we can get through to 88 minutes, we're going to shut this down. This has been a tough game. Actually, as tough as the Celtic game. I always struggle against these teams at the bottom of the league. And this has been a really tough fixture. But we've come through it, I think. Well, that's a nice pass. That's what we want to do, is try and get behind them. But unfortunately, it was a bit loose, that pass. But if we can do more of that against them, then we'll have done the job. I think it's time to start closing it down now. That's fine. But watch this be the equalizer now. Well done. Well defended. Nicely done. So we made a little start closing it down. Go on, over the top, into space. We've got men going forward into space. Come on. Oh, you delayed far too long. Oh, boys. That was it. You had it on a plate there. You're giving me kittens here. You should have put that one away. I'm not too impressed with how they've played today. I think it's time now to apply the final instructions. We're going to go narrow. Slow the pace down. I'm going to go into a mid block. Yeah, probably a good idea. Oh, was that my fault? Yeah, could possibly. I still need to have that. Yeah, what a silly clut. So you're quite right. I need to have that pass into space. That's why they didn't pass into the space that opened up. You're quite right. So, like, yeah, that's totally my responsibility. Absolutely. And now I'm going defensive. We're going to hold on to this. This has been hard work. I don't want to throw this away now. There's just a minute to last in defensive mode. Come on, deal with that. That's easy to deal with. Goalkeeper flapping like a seagull there. Yeah, this is also true. But give them assistance is always the thing, Mr. Twister. I find these footballers need to be told what to do. That's why they're on more disciplined. Because I think at the moment they just need to be told what to do. That's all right. That's okay. Just keep it up there. Referee, you're already 2 minutes over the time you were going to add on. What's this about? I mean, I think we did okay. We changed things at half-time and we got the momentum back. And that's what we needed to do. And we've won the game. And we're still unbeaten. I'm not really happy. And I really want to say a win's a win. But we have to raise our performance level. That worked. I think that's probably the correct thing to say. And we are up to 6th now. We're in the European places. And it keeps going. And we have done extremely well tonight. And our run continues. Absolutely fabulous. Well done, boys. Well done. I thought that we were going to have problems with Parma and Celtic. But we've come through it with flying colours. And they've done very, very well. That's it, guys. I'm going to call it a night now. It's 10 o'clock. Thanks for sticking out for the whole distance. And it's been lovely for me again. I love chatting to you guys. And I like getting your feedback on what's going on. A board member who came up with the idea got a raise. Well, time will tell, Mr. Twister. Time will tell. Thank you for coming along. I've had a great time. I'm loving playing the game like this. And hopefully we'll get more people involved and we'll progress everything. Thanks all for coming. And pleasure as always. So I'm going to say goodnight. Take care all. Be safe and come back next time. And the next one will be on Thursday. Thanks for reminding me, Andy. My memory is terrible. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, guys. See you next time.